because I always wanted to work in prisons. When I was in the seminary, we had to do an outside service project, and so I worked with this home that was run by the sisters that were dedicated to St. John Utes. And St. John Utes was known for going into prisons and doing like mass conversions. And so they ran a home for girls that were under the age of 18 that have committed at least one felony.
Oh, wow.
Now, some of these girls had committed more than one.
Wow.
But they didn't want them in the normal population because what the normal population would do to them. So because they're under 18, they were incarcerated here.
Okay.
So I did 2 years of service with those girls as my service project for the seminary. So I always wanted to do prison work because I always found it fascinating that it's a group of souls that most people have just discarded.
Given up on,
So my goal with the prison was to turn it into a monastery, because it's pretty much like a monastery.
Mm-hmm.
They can't leave. Mm-hmm. They have very little to do, and they can pray all day. Mm-hmm. So that's what I started doing, was introducing them to praying the Psalms. Now, in the state of Michigan, because of a Supreme Court case, if you're ever thrown in solitary confinement, they can never take your Bible away from you. Mm. It's part of Michigan law. Okay. So if they have their Bible, they have their Psalms. So I said, no one can ever take the Psalms away from you, so you can keep praying them. So what I would do is say, pick 3 Psalms, do that in the morning, do it in the afternoon, in the evening, and then got them up to doing it 7 times a day. And that I had 4 or 5 guys doing it, and the effect on them then started affecting the other prisoners, because they were like, well, why are you guys so peaceful? Why are you guys, well, we do this. And so over a process of about 3 years, those guys, I had about 20 guys who were praying 3 Psalms a day, 7 times a day.
So you didn't get any real resistance from them, coming in as a priest, like, don't give me any of that Jesus stuff, or
no. In fact, I think the Muslims that were in the prison were highly respected, because they would, when I'd have to walk in the prison, I'd have to walk from one end to the other to get, it's an outdoor thing, and they would be outside, and that's when they'd walk with you and get all kinds of questions. So you're the one who believes in, the first question is, you're the one who believes in Jesus. And I'd be like, yes. And they'd be like, okay, we don't know much about Jesus, because they don't experience the Christian side. So then, but they knew that I was safe, first of all, because, I don't have no weapon on me. I'm safe, I'm in collar. And they know, to them, is if you keep showing up, then they see that you have an invested interest in them, then they will open up to you. But the priests that would just come in there and like once a month to help out, they wouldn't open up to them, to the same ones that were consistently there every week to be with them. And that's what I do. Every Sunday, I blocked off my Sunday from noon until 4. So I'd go in there and have Mass, and then just hang out with them a little bit, because they were constricted on time. But over time, what was happening is I was showing up more and more earlier, because I was doing more and more confessions, because that's what they didn't understand. They weren't catechized well. But once you catechize them, they're more than willing to do whatever whatever they want the gospel to be for them.
Do you have a lot of conversions?
We did. We used baptisms and everything there all the time. Yeah.
So do you do it in the
prison?
Wow.
And I have to bring everything in, and then everything has to be checked, at the gate, what I'm bringing in and all that.